Princess Diana is known worldwide as the Princess of Wales, a symbol of compassion, humanitarian work, and one of the most influential figures in the modern history of the British royal family. Yet behind the woman who lived constantly under public scrutiny were two figures, rarely discussed in depth: her two elder sisters, Lady Sarah McCorquodale and Lady Jane Fellowes. Born into the Spencer family, a British aristocratic lineage with long-standing ties to the monarchy, Diana and her sisters were raised within the orbit of royal life from the very beginning. Their father, John Spencer, Viscount Althorp, married Frances Roche in 1954 at Westminster Abbey in a ceremony attended by Queen Elizabeth II and senior members of the royal family. 5 children were born to the marriage, although one son died just hours after birth. The surviving children were Lady Sarah, Lady Jane, Diana, and Charles Spencer, who would later become the 9th Earl Spencer. Their early years were spent at Park House on the Sandringham estate, a property owned by the Crown. It was there that Diana grew up alongside royal children of her own age, including Princes Andrew and Edward. However, behind the facade of privilege, the family endured deep emotional strain. The marriage of John and Frances Spencer deteriorated, and Frances eventually left the family. Following a controversial court decision, full custody of the children was awarded to their father after their maternal grandmother testified against her own daughter. This separation left a profound emotional impact on the children, particularly on Diana. As the eldest sibling, Lady Sarah grew up to be independent and forthright. In 1977, she entered into a relationship with Prince Charles, then heir to the British throne. The relationship sparked widespread speculation that she might become a future Princess of Wales. However, it ended abruptly after Sarah gave a candid interview, discussing aspects of her past that were considered incompatible with royal expectations. Despite the breakup, relations remained amicable. It was Sarah who later introduced Prince Charles to her younger sister, Diana. When Charles and Diana's engagement was announced, Sarah told the press that she had brought them together. Sarah later married Neil McCorquodale and had 3 children. Throughout Diana's life, the bond between the sisters remained strong. Sarah was widely regarded as one of the few people Diana truly trusted. She often accompanied her on official engagements and became a source of emotional support as pressures within royal life intensified. Following Diana's death in 1997, Sarah traveled to Paris to escort her sister's body back to Britain, took part in the funeral readings, served as a co-executor of Diana's will, and later became president of the Diana, Princess of Wales Memorial Fund. Lady Jane Fellowes, by contrast, chose a quieter and more private path. Known for her intelligence and discretion, she married Robert Fellowes at the age of 21. He would later rise to become one of Queen Elizabeth's most trusted advisors. His senior position within the palace placed Jane in a delicate position as the marriage of Charles and Diana began to unravel. Rumors circulated suggesting tensions between Jane and Diana, including allegations that palace officials had monitored Diana's communications. However, several individuals close to the family have maintained that relations between the sisters remained civil if no longer intimate. What is certain is that following Diana's death, Lady Jane joined Lady Sarah in Paris to accompany their sister's body back to England. Jane and her husband had 3 children, all of whom maintained close ties to the royal family. One of their daughters, Laura Fellowes, was later chosen as godmother to Princess Charlotte, the daughter of Prince William. After the death of her husband in 2024, Jane continued to show strong support for her nephew, Prince Harry, who has publicly acknowledged her as one of the most supportive figures within his family. Princess Diana may be the most famous member of the Spencer family, but her life and legacy were never shaped in isolation. Lady Sarah stood as her closest protector and confidant, while Lady Jane served as a quiet intermediary between the Spencer family and the royal institution. The 3 sisters followed very different paths, yet remained bound by a shared history, one defined by family loyalty, personal loss, and life lived in the shadow of the crown.